Hey friends, welcome to Gardening with Creekside. Today is a gorgeous October day here in North Carolina. Fall is here and it's glorious. The weather's fantastic. The leaves are falling, the trees are changing. It's a great day to be outside. It is also going to be a fun day to do a little informal garden tour here in the back. And then I'm very excited because we're going to go to the back patio and we're going to pull out all of the annuals. So exciting. For me, it is just almost as fun to pull the annuals out in, fall as it is to put them in, because for me, that means we're going into a season of rest, and I do enjoy a season of rest a bit. So we're going to pull those out, but as we walk our way around, I want to give you an update, a little garden tour, and show you some of the really fun plants that are looking great here in the North Carolina gardens in mid-October. So give you a little reference as to where we are. We are here on the pathway from the driveway, walking around, and then the patio is just around the corner. Can we just talk about, though, this container right here? I mean, dear heavens, you know that I preach to you about planting your containers not just for the season that you're currently in, but for seasons that you will be going into and thinking ahead. This is one of the unique stone pieces, very simple. I think this is like the Doppio bowl. I'd have to look back and look. All I have in it is there's multiple plants, but there's a euchera and then there's grasses. And these are just absolutely stunning, showing off their fall color like you would not believe. And of course, I could not remember exactly what they are, but they are just beautiful plants. So I always teach you to stick your tags in your planters. So here we go. We have a Carex. This is the orange sedge, and then the euchera. This is Southern Comfort. Beautiful colors, though. Of course, you can see that the grass is taking on that beautiful orange hue to it. The Southern Comfort has massive leaves on it, and just beautiful kind of a coppery yellow green colors. And these both will be perennials for us. The Carex is going to be hardy in zones 6 to 9, and the euchera is going to be hardy in zones, I'm looking at the tag right here, 4 to 9. So just gorgeous plants. Planted it late summer, and not on irrigation, it's just when it rains or water it, doing great. As are, for me, what I see, what pops out for me is this color, are these Rocapuco Impatiens from Proven Winners. These are annuals, and so we're going to get a freeze in a couple of days, hence why we're going to be pulling out the annuals in the back patio. But man, look at that. Look how beautiful these plants are still doing, considering they have not been fertilized in forever. And I've got 3 of those plants that just go all the way down. They are just doing great, as is bugbat. Remember, bugbat is one of the plants that, these are picture plants that Walter's Gardens sent us. Put it in a little unique stone container, and look how happy this thing is doing. Fantastic. And then as we mosey our way on down here, there's just things everywhere that I want to show you. This is the bugbat that is in the ground. There's 3 clumps here, spreading like crazy. And then behind Sweet Little Gecko is Conversation Piece. And I think, I was talking to Kata, once this gets more established next year, it'll really take off. But bugbat has done just phenomenal. I was looking, and I have a sweet Japanese toad lily that is blooming. Japanese toad lilies are a great perennial, very cold hardy, and they bloom in the fall. Look at that sweet little flower on this. It will spread by rhizomes. It's not going to be invasive. Kind of a part shade situation. Doing well, considering I just put it in here for the first time this year, later on in the season. So super excited about that, to see that really fun little discovery. Those are just some of the things that are just really rocking out right now here on this side of the forest pansy bed. Remember, this will be a combination of shade and sun, doing well. If you can see up above me, that The forest pansy is definitely losing its leaves, a lot thinner canopy. And then if you hear me crunching, that is just the leaves underneath my feet. Once all the leaves fall, we are going to be getting, as far as like cleanup in this bed, leaves fall, and we're going to get a couple of nights in the next day or so of a 30-degree night, 32, 34. That is really what is like propelling me to get these annuals out, because for me it's easier to get these kind of annuals out before they get really soft and smushy. So the freeze is coming, they're not going to last, so I'm just going to go ahead and take them out. But yeah, so once we have the freeze and all the leaves fall, then we'll come in here and do the final cleanup. But I'm going to let this bed kind of, you know, go to sleep on its own, and then come in here one time and clean everything up. But we have also got some gorgeous color right next door with these shrubs. So whereas the bed with the forest pansy can be very shaded, this is going to be full sun, and gorgeous color in here. Look at this Scentlandia. It is just rocking out some gorgeous color right now. Beautiful, nice burgundy leaves, so pretty, very upright habit on it. There are 3 of them in here, and we've got obviously the 1, 2, and the 3. The one in the middle is showing the most color. Then we have Gatsby Gal behind these that are nice coppery colors on their leaves. She is turning quite nicely. Of course, those flower heads have dried up, but look back here. So I have the Limelight Primes all the way in the back. My older blooms, like I've told you before, they basically will be brown. If you trim it, or if you cut some, or you get new growth, look, beautiful mauvey rose color. So what I'm thinking that I'm going to do next year is to make sure that I am kind of trimming on my primes, my limelights, those kinds of, you know, panicle hydrangeas in the season, so that way they'll flush out new growth later on when the real heat, you know, is gone, cooler temperatures, and that way maybe they'll turn a little bit more of the rosy color. So that's what I'm going to try next year for sure. But yeah, we're going to mosey our way on down and going to go through the path and end up over here at the patio, and let me show you what we're going to clean up there. All right, coming around to the patio, you will see that we've got a good bit of annuals still in here. Well, all of them really that are in the beds. So what I have in the beds is the Cerveza and Lime right here. If you've never done Cerveza and Lime, it is a fantastic, I was trying to say Plectranthus all at the same time. It is a type of Plectranthus. It has really kind of like waxy, thick leaves. Oh my gosh though, y'all, when you rub it and you smell your fingers, it smells just like lime. I love this plant. Now, I do not love where I placed it this year. I have too much green on green. So gonna do that completely different next year. I definitely will be using the Cerveza and Lime, just not here. It was kind of a last minute addition. Didn't really think that whole thing through. Design flaw on my mistake. So those sweet things are gonna come out. And then we also have the Supertunia Mini Vista Whites that are going to come out. The Senorita Blanca Cleome is going to come out. There's only 3 plants in here, and they are going nuts. They are completely covering up my gardenia. I need my gardenia to be able to breathe, and there is a camellia under there, and that camellia is covered in buds, so these sweet things have got to go. And the Sun Patience Compact White. So all of the annuals are going to come out of here. We're going to clean that up, make it look nice and neat and tidy. I did this the other day. I did not film it. I just wanted to garden for the sake of gardening and not be on video. Just being honest with you folks. Cleaned up all of the Diamond Snow Euphorbia. Then I laid some fresh compost down. Went ahead and pruned back the Blue Chiffon Rosa Sharon, just to limit up a little bit. This is not the final pruning, but it just needed to limit up a little bit. But look how neat and tidy that looks. Oh, so much better. And then deck boxes. All the plants are gone. They are out of here. I did have some pollinators that weren't very happy with me, but I gave them directions to the other salvias that are just 10 feet away, and they obliged. And then I went ahead and cleaned out the deck boxes because it really needed to have it dried out. And you can see we've got some, looks like some water damage right here on the boards. Even though this was treated lumber, it looks like it got too wet, so we might have to do a little bit of repairs this winter. I will have my dad, who is the woodworker, take a look at that. But you can see we have the brown tubing in there, that is the irrigation, so we're just going to leave that alone. That'll stay in here. And then all winter, yes, I am going to leave this completely empty all winter long. Is that going to bother me that this is empty? No, it sure is not. It is going to be just fine. Again, I embrace fall, winter, especially winter, right? Winter as a time of rest. I just garden my heart out for so many months. Really, gosh, 9-10 months out of the year, I enjoy that season of rest where I don't have to feel obligated to be outside taking care of plants all the time. They just want to be able to survive on their own. Speaking though of surviving on their own and looking gorgeous as they do it, is the violas and the Ms. America mustard. Like, look at that. Isn't it beautiful? Obviously, those are going to stay. They will be very happy all winter long. So what I'm going to do right now is just real simple. Jenny is going to get her garden cart, got my gloves, and I am just going to come through there, both sides of these beds, and pull out those annuals and just clean this area up, get the blower, blow out all my debris, and then we'll meet back here. So this is just going to be a fun moment of just deconstruction instead of construction. Some days you just need that, right? You just need to come in here and feel the need to rip stuff out. So I know a lot of you do not like snakes, understandably so, but remember, not all snakes are venomous and mean. So here we found a very sweet little snake, and I'm afraid if I open up my hand, he's gonna run out. A little garden snake right here, completely harmless, actually is your friend in the garden, helps get the critters out that we do not want in our garden, snails, slugs, those kinds of things. So I am just going to move him down to an area where I won't disturb him and he won't disturb me. Alrighty, my friends, so all of the annuals have been pulled out of these beds. It is definitely a lot cleaner looking. It is not the final prep for these beds for this season. We'll get to more of that in a minute. But for now, I feel like my boxwoods and my camellias and my roses can like breathe. They've got room to little spread their branches and yeah, get some breathing room. Those annuals have gotten huge. So you can see right here, I have a massive wagon full of green debris that I will go put in kind of the area. We don't technically compost because I don't do it technically right. We just allow things to decay naturally and then just kind of go back to the earth. So you can see massive cart there. But over here, so what we have, if you're not familiar with the plants that we have in these beds, we have the sprinter boxwoods. throughout both of these beds. They have grown really well and are doing really nicely here. And then on this side, I have, of course, the sprinters. Then this is a white Shishi camellia. It is a Sasanqua. It is a full sun camellia. It is one of the most petite camellias, and you can see that it is covered in buds. So it will not be long before these sweet things will be full of gorgeous double white blooms. So that's just what's in this bed, is the sprinters and then the white shishis. And then on each side of the steps right here, we have the upright gardenias from Southern Living. I want to say they're Diamond Spire. If I'm wrong, I'll put the names up there for you. But it is an upright gardenia, really nice, deep, dark, glossy green leaves. I mean, look, it looks like you've taken like leaf shine and sprayed the whole plant, but of course I haven't. And they're just more like little thumbprint leaves on it, not the traditional what you think of a gardenia where they're long skinny. They're little fat ones. They do flowers, of course. And let's see, I know I'm fighting the sun here today, but it is a single bloom. We have one sweet one that is a late bloomer, and so she is blooming. Smells delicious. And then coming here on this nice big wall, we have 3 different of the David Alston roses, all in that kind of medium pink flower color, I would say. So these will all get to be about 5 to 6 feet tall. This is the only one that has been there for a consecutive year. So that is why there's such a height difference on these plants. This one was brand new, planted as a bare root in March, I believe it was. And then this sweet thing was in a different spot and got moved. So next year they should all be roughly about the same size. And then of course there are the boxwoods between the roses. So we have those 2, and then the white chiffon rose of Sharon. It has just grown by leaps and bounds this year, and I've had to prune it back because it was really kind of overtaking this rose and I wasn't getting enough sun. So I think what I'm going to do is train it up to be a little bit more like a standard form, kind of like a crepe myrtle type thing, but I will have to definitely keep this one in check because it likes its spot and is getting really, really big. So now what I am going to do is go get the blower and some earplugs, get the debris tossed into our little wooded section that we use, and then get the blower and get all of this cleaned up, and then the project will be done for today. So excited because we're going out to dinner with some of our dear sweet friends, and we're taking them to one of our favorite restaurants, and it's in the mountains, and the foliage right now is at peak in the North Carolina mountains. So we are super excited to have a fun night away, and yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. So I want to hurry up and get this done so I can go get a shower so I can be presentable for dinner tonight. So yeah, get the blower and get rid of this debris. Alright, my friends, today's project is complete. It feels great to have this checked off my list. That way when we hit 30 degrees in a couple of days, I don't have to worry about pulling any of these yucky annuals out because there's already been taken care of. So have fun out in your garden, get out there, get a little project done, makes you feel better. And as always, thanks so much for gardening with Creekside. Y'all have a great day. We'll see you in the next video. Bye, friends.